Hello, everybody. Welcome. Another episode recording, Coldest of Takes. Gonna be doing the thing with John here in a second. Gonna send a link out to him. Hopefully, we get a solid connection. Kobe, big pod. Let's go, baby. What up, John?
Michael, my guy, what's going on, my dude?
Not too much. Just I was really looking forward to talk to you tonight. I hope you had a good day today. Hope everything's going well to you. And John, I want to hit you right off the top. You know how last week we talked about Doe Baby and Lil Baby?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so like legitimately, like the day after we recorded the pod, the baby was in the news for knocking somebody out, and
Oh,
he's known for getting into some scuffles with some people that may or be getting in his way and this and that. And so my question to you would be,
hmm
if for what would the amount of money it take for you to get punched in the face by a celebrity like a Mike Tyson or potentially
yeah.
the baby, because he's known for like beating people's butts.
See, I don't know much about the baby. Like how big is he? He's a big guy. I don't know. Like,
Well, he's probably like your height or potentially even shorter, but he like whoops people's butts. Like you could go on YouTube and
yeah. All right.
punch in the baby fights, and he's in like a store or something, and like someone like confronts him, lays him out, and that's like a year or two ago. He has like one of his first songs, probably one of his best songs. It's called No Tears, and it's based off of this incident that happened at like a Walmart and this and that. And now it's very interesting stuff. But John, the question is, one
How much?
punch as Mike Tyson to the face, how much money is it going to take for you to withstand that? Like,
$0 for Mike Tyson because I'd be dead. Like I can't spend the money if I really gotta like provide for my family, sure. But I'm never seeing that money because I would die if Mike Tyson punched me in the head. My head I'd have serious brain injury and die. No way, dude. Like he's one of the scariest people who can fight the best in the planet, like ever.
oh,
I mean, I wouldn't do it unless I like really my family was really down and we could give the money to them because I'd be dead. Like I've thought about this now.
right, you're right. The scenario would have to be like,
I live.
you'd have to take the punch from Mike Tyson to release your family from like a Donkey Kong trap or something like that, and
Right.
then like
But
that's
I
what
would
it is.
say, but I would say to your hypothetical though, if I had to like do it and I could survive, I would say it's got to be at least over $10 million. I would do it for nothing less because that sucks, dude.
Okay,
Like
so that's punch to the face by Mike Tyson or any professional fighter or something. So Juju Smith-Schuster, he's in the news recently. He's doing this workout now where he's just taking shots to the stomach. He's got some padding on his stomach,
mhm.
but he's just getting punched in the stomach. Like, I've seen that before. Seen people doing it without the without the padding, and vice versa and everything like that. So, subsequent question: punch in the gut by Mike Tyson, one of these people. Like, do you think are you walking away from this?
$100 million, so I could get a new liver and kidneys.
Right, you
Because
just
that would
explode
be.
immediately.
Listen, we've all done a lot of abuse to our liver and kidneys, and my guys were just up and ready to walk away. And if I had Mike Tyson punch him, he's not coming back from that, pal. Yo, it's ridiculous because that hurts way more than your head.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like just getting punched in the gut. It's just Mike Tyson just gonna spill your guts on the floor like that. Like, yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
internal bleeding would be worse than you like dying from a punch to the head. At least you got some skull there, but no,
yeah. So that's where mine goes from.
yeah.
When debates in the news, and how it's relevant to us. But John,
From
what's
the
good? And where are we at?
no, Mike, to answer your question though, from debating, I'd take $0 because if he's my height, I could beat the shit out.
Dude, I don't know, man. I would quiet those thoughts, my man, because you got to
Well,
watch some of his videos. So some
Mike,
of them.
this is the coldest of takes. So
Hey,
where
that's
are we
true.
at?
That's true. Some people on the internet they may say that some of the fights might have been staged, but there's definitely some stuff from his past that he definitely like kicked the shit out of some people.
Mike, are you telling me you wouldn't back your boy in a fight against the baby?
No, I mean I would, but I wouldn't do anything to provoke it. Is what I'm saying. Like this is a hypothetical. Like if we got you guys in like a sanctioned bout, I
Yeah, like
feel
in the
like
ring.
potentially could be fair. But I will
But
say,
Mike, bet on the baby to beat my ass. All right, like we'll put the side bet on them winning.
dude,
You have
he
faith in your boy, but
stomped
put some side bets on.
the crap out of it. You know how like he didn't do no Robert De Niro two step on. You know how you see in some
Oh
movies.
God, that was awful.
Yeah, no, it was hard. But John, where we at, my guy? Let's get right
Well,
into the pod. What's
well,
up?
These are cold takes, and you can find them at Coldest of Takes on every platform because I have. My name is John J. Pat. I'm one of your. I'm not going to say the host. I'm going to say I'm one of the people on the podcast because I know Mike, my guy, the host, the super producer, the
Well,
guy
you're
that gives
you're a
you
host. You just did the intro. There you
the
go.
guy,
You would delegate.
the guest host, the host of the mostest, but is Mike Katzer, my guy, and he does everything. He puts us on every platform. Mike, tell the people.
Hey man, I'm just out here trying, just like you are. We're here for the people. We're out here, Apple, Spotify, you name it, we're on there. Big ups
Yeah.
to Anchor, making it all possible. Big ups to the people who listened, especially last week. Hey, doing big things out here. At John J Pat on Twitter, at st_Katzer. We're just here having fun. Like John said, it's not about individual. It's about us and the pod and talking and having fun and like the listener is just as important as the two of us.
And I know the listener has had this scenario, Mike, and I didn't think of it until I got out of work and went to the store to pick up something, like a prescription at CVS, and then I pulled out of the parking lot, and Mike, I got like kind of cut off where I almost got hit, and then the guy was in a Dodge Charger, was kind of souped up, right? Mm-hmm. But that wasn't the problem. I have no problem with the car, no problem cutting him off. It probably was my fault, to be honest with you, but
blind spots.
He had a personalized license plate. I can't do it, Mike. I cannot do it. Those are the worst drivers on the road. I need your take.
What was the extent of the personalization? Was it like, for a team or something, or was it like full on like words?
It was like Mr. Doll or something like that. Like Mr. was in front of it, and it was like dollar. I didn't know where he was going with it, but I thought of Mr. Dollars. Like it was DAL, or it was Mr.
Right,
space,
like the person who owns the car.
DOLA.
They got so much money that they just like, hey, I can get this license plate. It's probably a finance convertible.
What's your thought though, Mike?
I don't hate it if it's like a cool word. If it's something conventional, I'm not about it. But if it's like something random, like spoon, sure, I'm with it.
All right, Mike, impromptu top 3. What would be the best license plate to
have? The best license plate to have
personal one
would be like a Jimmy Fund one, like a Jimmy Fund or a Boston Bruins one. I would rope those two together and for one.
Actually, I want to raise that top 3 for another one I got for later. People who should have personalized license plate, because my take on it, Mike, is the most dickhead drivers have license plates that are personalized. They're taking over Lexus SUVs, and I can't believe it. Like, I just can't believe it, because I thought that they were going to be the worst. But isn't that so easy for the cops to see you?
Yeah, well, they say that about like having a red car or something like that. I will say, like, I really have thought, like, at some point in time, I would like to be somewhere in the world with like a Boston Bruins license plate, like, and just like, you're out there in California, dude. The best thing you can do is have Boston Bruins. I mean, you can't really do that, I don't think. But somehow, some way.
It's so funny you say that, because I was out here when the Pats beat Atlanta, and I tried to petition California to get Pats 28-3 as my license plate, and somebody had already got it before me.
Yeah, dude. Anyway, you can, like, flex where you're from subtly. That's what it's about.
But who would you think is, like, okay to have the most personalized license plate? Like, person, not what the license plate says. Like, who do you think is, like, if they pulled him over, they'd be like, all right, that's that guy.
Well, I would say, to keep up with my guy from last week, number one is Shaquille O'Neal. You pull up, you see Superman, SUPRMN. That's the license plate for Shaq, in like a small convertible where he's like sticking out of it. It'd be hilarious, dude. Like, that's what I want.
All right, that's great. And I think the number one would be, like, in the same scenario, Oprah. Like, if you pulled over Oprah, what the fuck are you kidding me? Obviously, she's not driving. She's got a driver. That's the most best scenario in the world.
Dude, Oprah's would be like talk to you, like talk to you.
Or my boy Tom Brady. If you just have 3 or 7 rings, like Belichick had the boat that said, 4 rings, 5 rings, and all that. That's a flex, man. But I think those are above the people. Like, if you're a normal person working, accounting job, like, you're not supposed to be the one with the Mr. Biz forever or whatever with the letter. Like, that's stupid as shit, dude. Hey. And my license plate has 911 on it, or used to have 911 on it.
Hey, man,
so, like, but you got to mix it up a little bit.
But still, man, at some capacity, I feel like you'd rather have, that license plate than maybe an NFT. You don't strike me as like an NFT guy.
I'm all out on TikTok and NFTs. Those are my 2 things that are new that I'm out on. I just can't do it. I could do Twitch for video games, but I just can't do the TikTok thing. But and the NFTs is like, it just feels like throwing my money down the drain. But, Mike, I wanted to ask you, I just thought of this. Is having a personalized license plate like the 2021 version of having your own screen name?
And might as well be, dude. That's probably a very good parallel. That seems like On the John as well.
For the listeners who have been with us, On the John has not been a segment for a while, but that's going to be a good one for On the John, Mike. I can't believe I thought of that just now.
Man, dude, that's what it's all about here.
But you're
just
right,
those subtle connections like that.
I got another one for you real quick, okay?
Yeah.
It's just a real quick one. I want to make sure I say this right, because I heard this the other day. It was very, very funny. It's not an original idea for me, all right? Because I want to make sure that I credit where credit's due, Mike. I got a lot of great original ideas. This was not.
Hey, man, you gotta shoot if you want to score, man.
You get out, Frank. Oh no, it was on Tom Brady. That's what it was. Tom Brady, Baker Mayfield said that he saw aliens or something. Like Colin Cowherd said, like, Tom Brady, they're a rough, you would never do this. And Tom Brady's been dominating social media lately. His team is amazing. And he goes, how do you know I've never seen aliens, Colin?
Yeah, dude. I mean, Tom Brady is absolutely.
He's an alien.
I mean,
him and his wife are aliens.
Yeah. Well, that's what the alien would say if he wants to deflect attention. It's like, I got to stay. He is having a moment in the Twitter game with the avocados and everything. Hey, man, my olive oil, avocado. I got some lotion right now, avocado. I'm about to dive in to the avocado tequila. That's next. Top full goat TV 12 stars. No, I'm just kidding. But
I'd rather quit drinking forever than drink avocado tequila. Those are my 2 least favorite things in the world, which are food and drink.
It'd be good, dude. It's like, you throw in some like collagen extract in there, mix it up, to your health, bro. Tequila to your
What?
health.
Oh, Mike, I would rather eat mushrooms, and I'm allergic to mushrooms than.
Some psilocybin.
Oh,
You want to do some
oh,
microdosing?
God damn it! But yeah, no. Shout out PFT for that one. I listened to it. It was hilarious, Mike.
Yeah, shout out to PFT, Aaron Foster, Billy Football on the macro dosing pod. Cooley Mick was on this past
Oh,
one
dude,
too. Hilarious.
I told you, Mike, I miss Coley Mick Intro with Mixtape. That was my favorite podcast.
Yeah, he was a G. I mean, they're all very very smart on some stuff. Everybody's got that obscure lane, and you love to see it unfold. That first episode was a classic for me. I was like, yo, PFT, my guy.
Yeah.
He never disappoints.
I've been compared before to a PFT personality. I don't look like him at all, but we are actually both kind of like, we have half both that kind of look like him, but he has long hair. But I am about his size. Who always says that he's not 5, short like that. So like that's what they say. Like that's my personality. But he's so talented, man. Like it is great. And and Aaron Foster, man, I didn't know. Like I heard him a few times. I knew he had a podcast, but he is. He's very insightful, man. I didn't know him as a good dude. I knew him as this dude who was kicking people's asses in fantasy when he was there.
Bro, I'm all about promoting, that intelligence with like your passions and stuff. Like you could tell when somebody's excited, you know what I mean? And
yes.
That's that feeling that Alex Jones pod, and even this newest one that they came out with, very solid. And that's PFT for us. I would say he's a big influence. A big shout out to PFT.
Wait, Alex Jones, Mike? I think that's not the right one.
No, the first episode of the macrodosing pod was about Alex Jones.
Oh, I didn't listen to it. I lied on the pod. Damn it, you called me out, Mike. Fuck.
The second episode, I forgot what it was about, flat Earth. And all what they said about Kyrie in the flat Earth stuff. It's really funny to see how some of the big J journalists, they just like overhyped. Like Kyrie was like, I can say anything, and like you guys will just run with it. Like if I like believed that the Earth was flat, and they were like, wait, you believe the Earth is flat, and then it became a thing.
Mike, I love that though. That people who say kind of outrageous things that they maybe believe in or maybe not, whatever, but it's controversial like that, like flat Earth. Like it doesn't hurt anyone. It doesn't matter. Like it's like, people, Columbus or whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, but you stick to your guns and you defend it more. It's so funny.
Yeah, dude, like, it's hilarious. Dude, the stuff that they said about Alex Jones, about he would be so far off, but every now and then, like he'd nail one, and like that, right. And PFT would be like, that was what was so compelling, and right. You were hooked, and it brought me back, dude. Like I remember that time, and the Bohemian Grove. I saw footage of that documentary where he like infiltrated the Bohemian Grove.
Oh yeah.
Dude, so funny. But John,
what hill would you die on? What hill would not most people believe, have the same opinion of what hill you die on? I got one.
For an out there conspiracy?
Yeah, Bics never run out of lighter fluid. I've always had a Bic that had lighter fluid in it. I've never run out of Bic because you get bicked, Mike, or you lose them, right?
Right. Yeah, that's true. It never really goes out of fluid.
So I don't think they're real. I don't think the lighter fluid is real. It's just it's spontaneous fire. So that's my hill to die on. It's a silly hill, but I've never seen a Bic run out of lighter yet. Lighter fluid, like never.
Interesting. How about like when you swallow some gum or something, it's gonna like ruin your body. I don't really buy into that, because I think like there's so much acid in your stomach. It's gonna break it down. We did watch Magic School Bus. May contradict that, but I don't know.
Like, speaking of little kids things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was waiting
I gotta
to
jump
ask.
into this.
Yes,
I
yes.
gotta jump into this, and then we're gonna jump into something else. So this is gonna be light. Apparently, cancel culture, which again is good if you use it correctly. Okay, like a lot of people are bad, and you should cancel them, quote unquote, on the internet. Like, we're not going to watch anything. We're not going to give them any revenue. Any of those people who get canceled, they're never going to get roles again and things out of the spotlight. That's wonderful. I get that, but people going after Dr. Seuss.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was.
6 of his books. Okay.
Wait, what about his books?
They banned 6 of his books.
Okay.
They banned them. On the same list, Mike, you know who else was on the ban list? Dante's Inferno, the Bible, the Quran. Have you ever heard of these books, Mike? So,
right. I mean, it's questionable to have banned books. Like, I think that's weird.
Mike,
they were written for a reason.
Think about this. For the people who are listening, Mike and I grew up around Springfield, and now you're telling me that a book about a street in Springfield, Massachusetts, is
which
ridiculous
book?
Character. It's called I Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street.
Oh, okay. Why are they banning it?
The reason that they're banning these 6 books is because they said Dr. Seuss was promoting hate speech.
Okay, so that may or may not be true. I mean,
now Mike, people are going to.
It's a fine line, bro. It's a fine line. There are some good parts about Dr. Seuss. There are some questionable parts, John. Now, if you were in this situation, how do you feel about Dr. Seuss? Leaving his terminally ill wife, and all that bullshit that came out as well. Like, it was also previously, his birthday recently. I think that's kind of scummy,
Oh my God!
And
Mike, that was it. You hit it, dude. You hit it.
What?
Dude, like, you could cancel him if you want to cancel Dr. Seuss, right? That's your main objective.
I don't want to cancel him. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm just saying, the people who did, they went line by line for every 100 books that he has, and they got 6 books out of it for hate speech. Dude, you could have just canceled him on what you just said, Mike. I agreed that he should have been canceled because he was really racist, and that's not great. And that's not great to teach your kids, but you had to nitpick to 6 books.
Right.
It's like the guy who shows up at the group project late and has all the answers and they've been working for like 12 hours. You know what I mean? It's like, I showed up and be like, dude, no, he cheated on his wife with his hospital nurse, and she killed herself over it. That was the answer, not his books. I'm promoting canceling him for cheating on his wife. More like, I'm going to say this, I don't think our podcast promotes taking away books from children. Well, that's my point.
Well, yeah. Well, dude, like, how do you, there's all these, there's all these other really, really controversial figures from our past who had books and stuff, and we're able to learn about them.
Comes to mind.
Yeah, a slew of them. But like with Dr. Seuss, it's very questionable, and I would say the good books.
Here's a positive spin on it. Like, sorry, I'm cutting you off.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, like, the good books, one thing, but like, you have to encompass everything. Like, if you really want to understand like hate speech and stuff, people should watch the movie like Mississippi Burning, or something like that, and maybe I can see why they might have banned those books, but it's just it's all tough, dude.
Yeah, and there's no line or whatever. I'm just saying, if you're going to pick a fight inside, you got to have the best argument to present. And there were other ways you could have done this if that was your end objective.
Right.
Plus, my favorite part, Mike, and I laughed about it, was they missed the most popular book that people know. See, that's the difference. We know because the Dr. Seuss Museum is in our home, in Springfield, and we've been there a bunch of times. And he's a big figure in Springfield. I've actually done the Wacky Tobacco on Mulberry Street just to say that I've done it on Dr. Seuss. You know what I mean? He was a big thing, Meg. Before I had Harry Potter and could read a novel, Dr. Seuss taught me how to read and taught me how to do stories. And they missed Yertle the Turtle, who was literally, he said, made after Hitler. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they had a good idea, but they dropped the ball on execution.
Yeah, and we shouldn't try to brush it under the rug.
No, absolutely not. He was a piece of shit, Mike. Absolutely.
Yeah, but like Green Eggs and Ham, cool. Jim Carrey's Grinch, legendary.
And Mike, you can be a piece of shit with better results, right? Like he probably didn't want the results that all came out positive anyway. Like he wrote books because it was his last thing that he submitted to a publisher, and he wrote it as a joke because he thought maybe I just write a children's book because it's so easy. That guy hated kids. People forget that, but he did tell stories though, and good stories. The Grinch is a very good story if you think about it from a person to person thing.
Well, right. Well, if you think about the Grinch, man, it's changed over time. Like they were able to take the original story, Jim Carrey was able to change it. They were able to change it again, and so that's how it. You can take the same thing and then slightly skew it and enhance, different qualities of it to make different components shine. Like he was a fantastic storyteller, and I think that the certain things that hold up, Cat in the Hat maybe, and all those other stuff. What's that book? You get when you graduate high school.
All the places you go.
Yeah. So boom, like some of the stuff really holds up, and it's a shame that like at the core of it, he was kind of maybe not the best human overall, but to some capacity, he was at least like trying to. I would say, but to go a little meme route, I'd say the stuff with his wife, unforgivable, bro. Like I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. It
Mike, we're aging
you had to be there,
We were the original internet who knew Unforgivable. What a great YouTube series when YouTube just started. That guy killed it. I hope he got a lot out of that because those videos were so funny. And Mike, another one. That's a great. We were segueing very well tonight. Was what I sent you earlier was an MTV breaking news with what the hell, Kurt Lauder or whatever his lawyer or something like that, Kurt Loider or whatever the hell his name is. But it'd be in the middle of like a music video, Mike, of like, cleaning out my closet. And then all of a sudden he's like, jump on the screen and he'd like, Britney Spears, shake your head and stops going to this. Or like he announced Biggie and Tupac. Like that's how old it was, the breaking MTV news. But it was like, it literally was like they'd shut down whatever you were watching. And that guy showed up, and the meme about it was, oh, whenever you see, I'm paraphrasing because it's a little darker than we're going to be on this podcast, but it says basically when this dude showed up, you were like, shit, we're in for some shit. Like it's never going to be good news. But I just love hearing that, nostalgic at the later day about, that kind of stuff, and just kind of tying all that together is like, you can take some positive out of negative situations. And I'm sorry I keep harping on that, but I think that's a good way to live your life, especially right now. And Mike, what do we got next?
Well, yeah, for sure. We'll go right into the next topic. But John, I was gonna say it's tough. It's tough when you were, coming home from school, having an afternoon snack, throwing on MTV, watching like some obscure show or like waiting for TRL or watching Pimp My Ride or something, and then this guy shows up on your screen. You're dropping apple slices. You're furious. It's tough because it's never like you said. Watching the cleaning out my closet video and stuff. But John,
before no, you absolutely glossed over something that is truly crucially influential in our country is Pimp My Ride. That was the craziest show ever. Oh, you like water? We put an aquarium in your backseat. It's so ridiculous, and on like crappy cars, man, and they did a good job, but it was like so absurd and awesome, dude. It was awesome.
It really was.
What was your favorite like Pimp My Ride like random thing that they did? Because I know a few.
Dude, my favorite segment to watch. Well, the whole show is priceless. If you haven't watched Pimp My Ride, go watch that. It's hilarious. Like the people like didn't even really want half the shit that they did in their car, but I really did enjoy. I believe his name was Ish. He did like the interiors, and all they do is like they cut out like the existing thing, the existing seats, and it's very like what you think you do. You take it out, put some potentially new cushion in there. Sometimes not even. They would just like rewrap it, but he would always rewrap it to the most extravagant sense. Like so to go. So if you had a koi pond in your trunk, you'd have like
koi pond in your trunk.
yeah, like you were saying, if you had that in your trunk, you'd have like a shag carpet. It's like blue or pink or something. It's all furry. They did it real big. They did it real big. The reveal was always the best part.
Mike, and I'll get to the reveal in a second because that's important. But you remember when he was doing it to it? He's like, "Oh, this is nice swag stuff," and I was like, "Dude, I saw that at Michael's on sale yesterday with my mom, and I didn't want to go to the store. Don't you dare tell me you got like a shag carpet over a grill that pops out. But,
it's like how but how does that like run in your car? You're like, oh yeah, so we have this giant battery pack in your trunk. Yeah. If you look right here, it's 3 additional batteries in addition to the battery that you have in the hood, and you'll have to replace.
Get rid of safety measures.
You'll have to replace these 3 batteries.
The spare tire for that. Yeah,
every 12th day, in order to keep your koi pond running. If you want your fish to live, you have to do this, and then your insurance will go up inevitably.
Like you had to hit 70 for the food to come out for your fish in the back. It was like that outrageous. And they would take safety measures out. Like they'd take the spare tire out. They would they put a bar in the passenger seat instead of the airbag. Like it was so absurd.
I don't know how many cars they did. Let's say they did 25. Well, they probably did like 30 episodes, let's say. Out of 30 episodes, 3 of the cars were probably like normal.
Or drivable.
Or the person kept.
We took off 2 tires so you could drive the car with bicycle
handles. And it's not a knock on West Coast Customs at all, because I would say their work that they did was fantastic. And there was also a show, it might have been like Street Outlaws or something like that. West Coast Customs had a whole nother show after Pimp My Ride where it was like much more serious, and they showed you all the cool shit they were doing. And but yeah,
the funny part.
They just dicked around on Pimp My Ride.
I love that, Mike, because they were just like, after they were like, oh yeah, none of that was for real. Like, you're not driving. That was a crap car that we actually were never going to put on the road again. We just want to see what we could do, cool stuff.
Bro.
But it all worked though.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, they showed up at somebody's house, right? Person opens the door, and they're like, "Hey, we just put this beater of a car in your driveway. We noticed that there was no cars in the driveway, so we just rang on the door. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna do a TV show, and you're gonna be on it, and we're gonna make this car look ridiculous as heck, and all you have to do is say that it's yours."
Now, Mike, I think I love that theory, but it was to your point later. The reactions on that show are what made the show, because they looked genuine. Like those people.
Oh yeah, I was just joking around. I'm sure some of the cars they own.
Oh, but what if they made them like drive it around for like a month or like 7 days? They kind of got attached to it or something, and then they just went out and put, like you said, like a fish pond in the trunk, or it'd be in like the back seat. And like, you put a baby seat next to this refrigerator full of beer. Or like what do you mean? What is going on,
dude? I mean. I would love. I'd love it for you to be out on the streets one day, sitting in traffic, and you see like one of these cars, and like a couple, like a row over or something, and then
like you remember the speaker in the back seat next to you, oh no, we're gonna replace that with a TV you can't even look at. It was hysterical. What a great show!
Oh, we heard you like video games. We're gonna put it in your car on this 6-inch screen. Yes. You can only play, but you have to be inside your trunk, and so you can't even be in your house.
Oh my God, it was so awesome. It was such a great show.
It
And
was
they
pretty
would do
sick.
it with they would do it with all kinds of cars too, which was great. They didn't like just pick a specific sedan. They would only go after sedans. They do like really shitty coupes. They would do all the way up to truck. I never saw a truck though. It was like SUVs was their biggest thing, and that's where they went the most outrageous. When an SUV got on, like you're eating your apples like you said at home from school, and you're like, oh, I don't even care about TRL right now. I hope this 3 to 330 is going to be amazing because of the ridiculous kind of shit that they're going to put in this car. And it's all cool.
It was all about
so cool.
It was all about that like window of time before you had to go to practice after school. Yeah. It really was. It really was. It was all about that. I mean, Pimp My Ride was in there. I will say now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure. I could very well be wrong about this, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they got a lot of those different types of cars, like you mentioned. But I will say that those boys got overjoyed when like they got like a old like Mitsubishi Eclipse in there or something.
Oh hell yeah!
They got boners or something, and they just made it the coolest car in the entire world. That person, whoever had that car, was like the best one.
And it's so funny you say that because I can imagine the green Mitsubishi Eclipse that they did do, and that was the one that actually was like, oh no, this is not like it was one of the first episodes before they got so outrageous, but it was one of like the first three where they actually were like, this dude could drive this car, like, and these are all like cool features that you would use.
Right. You know? It was like it was probably in that golden age of Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious. So they hit you with like a couple banger cars, and then they like, we're gonna give the public the koi pond trunk in the Dodge Beater.
And the people who are listening, this is why Mike is so tremendous. I forgot that it was in the same period as the first few Fast and the Furious movies. So everybody was all about cars and sick looking cars because the Mitsubishi Eclipse was in the Fast and Furious.
No, dude, because it was all about, because all those people were probably like, that scene in the second Fast and Furious, I believe, or it might have been the first one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't know.
It's the same movie. All of it.
It's in the Fast and Furious. The first, I'm pretty sure it's the second one, and it's like all the cars come out of a giant warehouse. It's like
the second one.
Right. It's the second one. It's like they're doing that final mission thing. They go into the warehouse, they scramble all the cars, and then like 150 cars like come out of a giant warehouse and stuff. And I got to imagine that those Pimp My Ride people that would get their cars, like that's what they would feel like they could do now.
And if people never saw Pimp My Ride, it is the Fast and the Furious movies, because I'm pretty sure the last movie, like they jumped a car off the cliff, hit an airplane, got somebody out of, or hit a helicopter, got somebody out of the helicopter, and got in the back seat like it was nothing. And it was tremendous. And landed the car, no problem.
Sounds tremendous.
Like 100-foot drop. And people were like, oh, these movies are stupid. I was like, dude, you are not going into the movie, but you're really going in this movie realistic? Like, no, this is entertainment. This is awesome. Like, this is just ridiculous. And they just keep repeating the same story. And, like, I'll watch every minute of it. I don't care. It's wonderful. Sometimes escapism can be good like that. Something fun, something funny like that. And, RIP Paul Walker.
Yeah, so, you need that, because you can't always be watching, murder stories or there's too much messed up content out there for you to wrap your head around. And sure, a lot of it's compelling and stuff, but you can't make your life all about that stuff. You gotta diversify a little bit. Bring some
I'm
a
big fan of turning my brain off after work. You gotta grind between the hours and get yourself prepared for the next morning, but there gotta be a couple of hours a day. It was some kid in college who said this to me, is I can't go wake up to bed running my brain all day. I need an hour or so of just stupid. I'll watch it Always Sunny, or watch it, which is tremendous and silly, or cartoons or something. People like Bob's Burgers or Family Guy or Simpsons. You gotta escape to something. I like TV because it's not my life anymore. It's a story, and I like silly shows, man.
Well, yeah, dude. yeah, you like silly shows and you like serious shows and
Speaking of a new one, Mike, have you heard of this? Because of the Golden Globes that just happened. Awesome.
Ted Lasso, dude. I haven't watched it yet. I definitely will check it out. Jason Sudeikis, I've liked him for a while now. The Golden Globes were very much a little lackluster, but they were very much entertaining as well. For as much as they were lackluster, they were very much entertaining. It was interesting.
They did their best. They did their best, Mike. And again, it's going to be different, and people are going to hate on it.
They did.
Whatever.
I love what
tried.
Jason Sudeikis did, just chilling.
High in a hoodie.
Yeah, he was just hanging out. It was real cool, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Don Cheadle was pretty hilarious as well. Um, Rosamund Pike won for I can't lie. I thought that was a good win. I felt for Anya Taylor. I thought she might have won, but yeah, what are you gonna do? But yeah. So you bring up something, man. You always think when the Super Bowl is over, you think it's over for sports and entertainment. That's not the case. There's a lot of stuff going on now, whether it be college basketball, NBA, the NHL. You got the Bachelor, you got the Challenge, you got
gaming.
There's a gaming tournaments going on. Pokemon's more popular than ever. People are buying things that aren't even real on the internet. And this is all in the past couple months, dude. It's crazy. I thought things were gonna slow down. Baseball's coming back. P's and C's, baby. P's and C's. Boston Red Sox. They already. Hey now.
The Boston Red Sox. I'm all out on them until they get a new owner.
But hey, real quick, random sports thought. Hey, Ben Roethlisberger, they're bringing him back in Pittsburgh another year. Sure, whatever. I don't really care. Okay, per se. Like, I'm happy for them. Whatever. What I noticed in this JJ Watt frenzy and everything, and we can go in on JJ Watt, was that
I really wanted to.
The Pittsburgh Steelers. They're the team now that they think that they're going to get every player. I don't know. I don't know who it was in the past. It might have been New England. I don't really think so. I don't really think it was so. It could be Dallas. One of those teams. But now I firmly believe this offseason and last offseason it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. They think every player going to Pittsburgh. Every player's leaving Pittsburgh. They can't make up their mind on whether they like Juju Smith-Schuster or not. It's annoying. It's annoying, and nobody picks. JJ Watt's not in Pittsburgh with his brother, so I mean, do I need to care about who Pittsburgh thinks they're going to get?
Now, here's the thing about Pittsburgh, and what I love about Steelers fans is they always used to tell me, like the Yankees did, 6 rings. And I told you I went into a Pittsburgh Steelers bar that was usually my normal bar I went to. I didn't know it was a Steelers bar on Sunday to watch the Steelers-Pats game, and I came into my Gronk jersey and was promptly moved out of the bar. I walked in and I was like, nope, and left, because Steelers fans are yinzers, Mike, and they're wonderful, great people who stick to their opinion. 6 championships, and rightfully so. They're a great team, one of the pillars of the NFL. But I was so happy when I could say to them, 6 championships. So that's a little thing. But before that, Mike, it was either the Eagles or Chicago were always getting a player.
Right. That's true. That is true.
Eagles never came through, and Chicago picked Mitch Trubisky. So
that is true. And I will say, for Philadelphia, I do like what Brandon Graham came out and said about how he wants to just like finish his career in Philadelphia, and how some people want to just like run away or something like that. And I thought that was very interesting. And barring whatever the Philadelphia does in the draft, I still think they're going to be a halfway decent team. NFC East, NFC Beast.
Oh, I mean, I can't wait for the next 6, 9. Well, we're doing 17 games this year, so 6, 10, and 1 team from the NFC Beast makes it in the playoffs, I can't wait.
Dude.
And has a home game.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to it. Like the shakeups this year. You're definitely right about Philadelphia, and whenever they landed, I remember when they landed Namdi Asamoah, and that was supposed to be like the next best thing, and that did not really work out.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love Philly. I will say this though. Apparently, it's not fun to play in Philly anymore. Lane Johnson. Sorry. Shit. Yeah. Sorry. We won back. We won around you. And this is me nitpicking.
Hey man, it's all right. It's all right. We're on to the next one. I guess all the faith is in Jalen Hurts for at least this year, next year. I would say I would say the ownership tends to be like 3 to 5 years on quarterback. Now, that's unless Hurts somehow becomes Russell Wilson, I don't see it happening.
Are you gonna root for Carson Wentz? Is my question.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always gonna root for Carson Wentz. I mean, I thought the Colts were good last year, and now I think the Colts will be the same, at least.
Like if he has success like Brady did. I mean, it's not the exact same, but he was your boy. And he's on a different team now. You got his jersey. You were a big fan, and I believe Carson Wentz can be a good quarterback under the right system.
Dude, I think he'll be all right, dude. I do like Wentz, man. I was looking at his home that he put up for sale in New Jersey. You can buy that shit now. It was freaking amazing looking place.
Like you want to go in 50-50?
Yeah. It's like 1.8 mil. We could split it.
Yeah, it'd be great, Mike. It would be like if I was betting on UMass to hit 100 points, which they did today in men's basketball, which they have been horrific, and for since Marcus Camby left and John Calipari screwed the system.
No, it was great. They shot lights out, just like the lights at Carson Wentz's house. I just wanted to say that I just wanted to say to wrap up the Carson Wentz and the Eagles and everything and his house, because I wanted to throw that in. He had great outside lights on that house. Great accent pieces on the house. I love to see that from a design standpoint.
Mike, I'm with you there. If you design I don't care if the front of my house looks like shit. If the backyard is awesome, design lights, it's nice in the night, not too hot, not too bright, not too. I got it.
The pictures were from this winter, and if your house looks cool in the Northeast in the winter time,
that's very true.
I mean, it's gonna look pretty good in the summertime. But yeah, so John, what are we getting into now?
I think we're getting into a break before we come back.
All right,
there's some ads that have to talk to us.
All right, let's hit the break, and we'll see you on the other side. Peace.
Peace.
I guess we're hitting the brakes. And I'll probably finish the other side off pod. Let's do that. Yeah. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom.